Immediate disorder. You guys can hear it, right, chat? We get
That damn predator. They didn't catch up, right?
Some tells me they did, sir.
It's you, Warden. So you were the predator this whole time, Zayne. I'll have you know I donated money to build a statue in front of the city hall. I'm Lincoln's most...
Ice shards pierce his body in silence.
I don't need to know that.
I'm broken. He said one sentence. I'm already done. Bye. See you guys later. I'm gonna head out right now. Troubled, I stare at the words case closure report from on my computer screen. My junior leans over from her workstation and calls out to me in a low voice. Shush. We're still in the office. The bureau chief might nag you if he hears you.
Okay, Miss Enforcer. I heard the bureau chief say the serial killer we're investigating murdered the councilman yesterday. They also said they're closing the case and won't pursue it any further.
Why does this keep happening? Turn my attention to the serial killer's file and start reading. Suspect is male, real name unknown. The Lincoln City Bureau of Investigation, or LCBI, gave him the code name Galen. I said that. Over the past 5 years, Galen has been responsible for numerous crimes targeting political figures and business tycoons. In addition, there have been eyewitness reports of Galen killing predators who have lost their minds across Lincoln. After conducting multiple on-site investigations, the LCBI has determined that Galen isn't an ordinary person. He's a predator, an SSS Class 1 to be exact. This is the highest threat level one can receive.
Whenever we're halfway through an investigation, they close the case. But Galen is strange too. He's a predator, yet he's killing other predators.
You finished analyzing the security camera footage I asked you to check a few days ago?
I have. Take a look at this. The last trace of Galen shows him passing by Oxo Clinic in the Southern District.
What? Hearing that familiar name, I can't help but freeze for a moment.
Yeah, it's Oxo Clinic. Is there a problem?
That's where my zany was. It's nothing. The security cameras get a clear image of the serial killer?
I'm afraid not. He seems to know the area well and managed to avoid them. What do you think? Is it possible that Galen used to live in the Southern District?
I have a point. If it really is him.
But the footage is from last year. We couldn't find him back then, so can we even track him down with this?
I pull out a stack of papers from my desk and flip through them. There are files of Galen's victims that I've been investigating. Whether they're well-known businessmen or political figures, all victims have one thing in common. After that predator virus outbreak 5 years ago, they were involved in its secondary transmission. They even profiteered from this situation. Killer's motive is now obvious. The murdered councilman from last night was one of them. Investigating Galen will inevitably uncover the shady deals of the powerful figures. No wonder the LCBI keeps insisting I close the case immediately. Cowards. My phone buzzes. A travel ad pops up on the illuminated screen. I tap on it and the scene unfolds. Vast snowfields, spruce trees covered in fresh snow, and a snowman wearing a scarf. I should just walk away from this. Why should I care about what happens in Might as well move to a place that hasn't been touched by the predator virus and live a carefree life. I could start over from scratch. I sigh and my gaze falls onto the surveillance footage subordinate gave me once more. It was the only lead on Galen that the LCBI managed to obtain in in the past 5 years. It's been a long time since I've heard the name Axo. Zayne. Wonder where he is now. Yeah, I wonder. I really do wonder. Where is Zayne? After careful consideration, I pick up the motorcycle seat keys from my desk and stand up.
Are you going to investigate Oxo Clinic?
Talking about. Give a small smile and gently guide her back to her seat. I'm taking some time off. Can you let our chief know? I went to Axo Clinic. Of course, I can't openly admit I'm investigating a case that was ordered to be closed, especially when it involves many crucial secrets. Streets of the Southern District feel strange yet familiar. Before long, I find myself standing in front of Axo Clinic. As I push open the dust-covered glass door, it feels like a switch is flipped in my mind. Fragments of memories rush in at the same time. It all started 5 years ago. At the time, I wasn't an enforcer I was a bounty hunter, scraping by in the Southern District. I took whatever jobs I could get. In an unexpected turn of events, I was bitten and wounded by a predator. Spent what felt like an eternity searching for a clinic. Touching my injury, I finally collapsed at the door of Axo. Pain slowly subsided, and it seemed my wound was treated and bandaged.
You're awake.
It's wearing the nightly rendezvous outfit. Zayne! In stark contrast to the gentle hands that had carefully treated my injury, their owner's face was emotionless as a glacier. Was I unconscious for a long time?
Zayne. And to answer your previous question, it's been 3 hours. That's a long time, I believe.
I thought doctors were supposed to have good bedside manner. This guy doesn't get the memo. My eyes drifted from the open until 10 p.m. sign on the wall to the clock. It was midnight. My gaze then shifted to the side room where I saw several pet carriers of various sizes. Kitten suddenly jumped onto Zayne's shoulder. It leaned down to look me straight in the eye. Am I in a vet clinic?
Behave. And get down, please.
He's so gentle with animals. Like he treats cats better than people. Moved my arm a little before getting up to leave. A bottle of medicine was quickly thrust in front of me.
Take these when the pain becomes severe. No more than 2 a day.
Oh, this medicine looks expensive. No thanks, I don't have a lot of money, so I can't afford to buy it.
It's free. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Ah, yes. I want medicine for my birthday. Wonderful. Huh? What?
I saw your patient profile in the system. Your birthday is the same as today's date.
Oh, it's actually her birthday, apparently. Okay.
Consider it a gift.
Should have played the card on my birthday. Had to wait.
But judging by your expression, some of that information isn't accurate.
Zayne is right. It's a date I randomly made up when filling out of the form as a kid. I can't believe it's actually today. Okay, never mind. As I looked at the bottle of medicine in my hand, which was elevated to a gift, I hesitated. Then I decided to keep it to myself. I reacted that way because this is the first time I ever received a birthday gift.
I see. Well, you can go now.
Dismissal was so sudden that it stunned me. Before I can fully process what happened, Zayne's back already faced me. He was seated at a microscope. I couldn't help but reveal a small, bewildered smile. Thank you for the gift, Dr. Zayne. The date might be made up. What I said was true. This was the first birthday gift I ever received. I have a secret. A few years ago, a radiation leak in a lab by the Northern District triggered a wave of psychic disturbances that soon swept over Lincoln City, wrapping the minds of ordinary people and turning many into violent predators. One bite from these predators was all it took to spread the infection, transforming others in their wake. Fear settled over the city, and in an instant, no one felt truly safe. However, I'm immune to the disease. Zayne discovered this while treating my wound. After that day, I found myself frequently visiting Axo Clinic to gauge Zayne's reaction. But he never said a word about it. He silently protected my secret. Of course he did. So, through my frequent visits, I discovered something about this seemingly aloof veterinarian. Zayne is also a predator. And just as he kept my secret, I remained silent about his condition. Our shared secret brought us together at Axo Clinic. Even though Zayne rarely initiated a conversation, he never asked me to leave. Time flew just like that. Before long, I had to say goodbye to him. I need a drink. Dr. Zayne. A familiar figure was still hunched over the microscope. I walked into Axo Clinic with my pet turtle in my arms. Zayne slightly tilted his head to glance at me.
Neither you nor the turtle appear to be injured. Why are you here?
Leaving. Wanted to say goodbye in person. Hand paused on one of the microscope adjustment knobs. Zayne turned to face me.
Where?
I'll be heading to the Northern District. LCBI. Here. Showed him my phone screen with a job offer from the LCBI with its official seal at the bottom. What's that? For some reason, he was unusually quiet. Don't look so sad. I'm only moving to the Northern District. I'll still visit you if I can.
Give me your hand.
Bye.
The LCBI staff frequently interact with the predators. To ensure their employees don't become one, they conduct routine blood tests. If you want to keep your secret, give me your hand.
While I was skeptical, I trusted him. I offered him my hand. He quickly brought out a tourniquet and secured it around my arm. How do you know? Job offer.
Your turtle is about to fall off the table.
Even though I knew it was a distraction, I still turned to look. I reached out with one turtle. Zayne swiftly inserted a needle. Alright, red blood slowly filled the syringe. I couldn't help but crack a joke. They say blood gets predators really riled up. You've worked as a veterinarian for years. Has the sight of blood ever made you go into a... Also heard that some predators have an activator. They entered a frenzy state, finding that activator is the only way to calm. Do you have one by any chance?
Are you certain you want to discuss this while I'm drawing your blood?
It's not like I have other predator friends to talk to.
Don't move. Also, you wouldn't be sitting here asking questions if I lost control that easily.
Once he was done taking my blood, he walked to a cabinet, retrieved a few small vials, and returned to his desk to mix something. 2 minutes later, he gave me a bottle of capsules.
1 capsule lasts 2 hours. It should be enough to get you through the medical examination.
Secretly thought you lacked bedside manners when we first met.
If you're looking for a warm, kind-hearted doctor, try the clinic down the street. You might have better luck there.
Oh, that won't be necessary. It turns out my first impression was wrong. I have first-hand experience your care now. Hi, Harpy. Hello. It's just, you should smile a little more. You'll look more approachable then.
I'm too busy for that. Smiling isn't in my schedule.
Zayne, I'm gonna pinch your cheeks and make you smile. He'd let me. Totally would let me. After tidying up his desk, Zayne walked to the building's entrance and flipped the open sign to close for the... Oh, wow. Words. Sign to close the clinic for the day. Sunlight outside was inviting. I sat on the steps by the clinic's entrance and tugged at Zayne's sleeve. I gestured for him to join me. Despite his apparent reluctance, he sat down next to me. Aren't you curious about why I want to join the LCBI?
If you want to tell me, you may.
Well, I feel like Lincoln is my home. I grew up here, and I want to do something for it. As a bounty hunter, I can only do so much. As an enforcer, I might be able to make a difference. I raised my hand until my fingers appeared to bridge the gap between the northern and southern districts. I touched the corner of the LCBI building in the distance.
The Northern District is 100 times more dangerous than this place. Be careful.
I heard from other bounty hunters that you're from the district. Is that true?
Yes.
I guess we'll eventually run into each other. Okay. It'll be something to look forward to, Doctor. After that, I was swept up in a whirlwind of work. I barely had a moment to catch my breath. It wasn't until my first vacation that I finally had the chance to return to the Southern District and visit Zayne. He was gone. Axo Clinic was covered in a thick layer of dust. The aloof doctor vanished into the distant memories of my past just like that. I ranked up Silas. Caleb did not come home. Did it. What's that? I'm getting the chat alert before something happens. What was that? Who did it? Supposed to be paired up with things. Now it's just the anticipation of what's gonna happen. Auden, thank you. Thank you. Hello. Happy 12 months. Thank you so much. Thank you. Proxy, did I say thank you for 29 months too? I'm so sorry. I'm all over the place today. I apologize. Both. Thank you. Sneaky! Ah! Thank you so much! Happy 56 months! Let's go! Thank you. Let's a hype train's income. Need another drink. Infold kind of spoiled us with these cards. I'm not gonna lie. I've read Silas's chat. We still are working on the YouTube video. It'll probably be up next week. Sorry, I know. I'm guessing you guys really want to see my reaction to Silas because a lot of you know. I hit Affinity 100 with him last night. But yeah, that video will probably be up on YouTube sometime this week. I guess we could, when I do get it posted, we could watch it on stream. Something might be kind of fun. Like the last video you're gonna see with my old tuber too, because this is the new one. And I love her. Okay, back to the story. Ready? Although it's been 5 years, memories are as crisp and clear as the freshly printed document. Inside Axo Clinic, everything remains the same. Every piece of furniture and item is in the spot I remember them being in, all familiar to me like the back of my hand. The investigation comes first. I scan the room, but before I can activate my iris scanner, the door behind me burst open. Who's there? One swift motion, I draw my gun and turn. I aim my weapon at the intruder, but he sneers and raises his mock surrender.
Really, Enforcer? You can't recognize your own colleagues now.
Oh wait.
Oh wait.
It's him.
You're not one of us anymore.
The wave of his hand, the Enforcer signals his teammates. I'm surrounded by a swarm of Enforcers with their weapons pointed at me. What do you think you're doing? Are you here to arrest me? Where's your warrant? Who authorized this? As if he's been waiting for me to ask that, the Enforcer produces a formal document with a stamp.
The LCBI has evidence of your involvement in smuggling an illegal substance, Frenzy Enhancer.
What? I never...
This is your termination notice. Your arrest warrant and order to apprehend you were signed by the Bureau Chief himself. Give up.
I try to resist, but it's pointless. I'm outnumbered in this situation. Someone framed me.
Save your excuses for prison. Who knows? Maybe our kind-hearted warden will be more amicable to your story.
In jail? The LCBI usually interrogates suspects before transfer to prison. Throwing me into a cell like this, something's not right. As a theory forms in my mind, I can't help but let out a bitter laugh. First, they shut down my investigation, then this happens. They must be desperate to cover up their schemes of profiting from the virus.
0905, out!
Why?
The warden wants you.
I begrudgingly follow the guard through the long corridor. We make our way to the second floor.
That warden's gonna tear you apart! Saves us the trouble.
Prisoners' shrill taunts fill my ears. Annoyed, I shake my head. I look at the cells around me. Each one has a predator I arrested over the past 5 years. They threw me into a den with my enemies. Guess they want me to disappear without a trace. Getting on my nerves. Can you all just shut? Bone-chilling suddenly surges up from... It's as if everything is frozen in place, yet I can move around freely. Shouting around me has stopped, but I don't know when that happened. Oh! Who's Zayne? On the second floor's corridor of the prison, a tall figure stands in the darkness. His face is obscured.
Silence!
A biting chill permeates the air as... Wow, words. The air as the prisoners are frozen in a thick layer of ice.
This is the punishment for not learning to keep your mouth shut.
Overseer Zayne.
Take her to my office.
Ooh! I'm geeking. I love me some Overseer Zayne. Ooh. He turns and leaves, and I only catch a glimpse of his retreating figure. But that's all I need to recognize who he is. Zayne? Why is he here? Warden's office.
Sit down, and don't try anything funny while you wait. The warden will be here.
You shackled me to this chair. I can't move even if I wanted to. I listen closely as the guard's footsteps fade away. Once I know he's gone, I quickly twist my wrist and free myself from the restraints. Of course she does. Really made sure they were tight. My wrists are killing me. This chair is as comfortable as a rock. My eyes are drawn to the leather chair behind the desk. Without hesitating, I turn around and make myself comfortable. I cross my legs as I sit. Now, this is better. Our sassy MC has made an appearance. Zayne's office. Large stacks of files are meticulously arranged on the desk by size. A few loose papers are perfectly aligned at the corners. They're held in place with a paperweight. My right hand can easily reach the pin holder because of its current position. As I sit here, I can almost imagine Zayne's workday. From veterinarian at Axo Clinic to warden. It looks like he found his own path during these 5 years. I wheel the chair between the bookshelves and scan the contents. Sorry. Amongst the tomes is a small box. It sticks out like a sore thumb. Are these? Just as I lean in to get a closer look, footsteps resound outside the door. I rush back to my original chair and pick up the discarded restraints. Panicking, I try to put them back on so it looks like I never moved. But I'm a second too late. I'm fine. I'm fine. Ah! As Zayne walks into the office, he sees I'm in the middle of wrapping the heavy restraints around my arms. Scanning continents. That's quite impressive. Yeah. You know, it's fine. Y'all knew what I meant. I hope. My best here, okay? Composure. Composure? Okay. We're good. And scene. As Zayne walks into the office, he sees I'm in the middle of wrapping the heavy restraints around my arms.
What are you doing?
I'm helping you check to see if these are working properly. What about you? Why are you here? Being a veterinarian didn't work out, so you became a warden instead? Mask my guilt, I decided to go on the offensive and question Zayne first.
I suppose it's also difficult to be an enforcer, since you switched career paths. I see prison happened to be your first choice.
Zayne walks to the desk and methodically words. I'm doing my best, okay? I'm sorry. Empties the evidence bag, my enforcer badge, and phone. He then retrieves a file box from the bookshelf and places its contents on the desk.
You smuggled Frenzy Enhancer. The life of an enforcer is more exciting than I imagined.
I'm being framed, Zany Waney. Take 2 steps forward and close the file. It's framed. I've never done stuff like that. LCBI's procedures are strange this time around. They never presented any evidence or witnesses. I didn't even get interrogated.
When the charges, evidence, and witnesses are fabricated, presenting them is almost pointless.
Sorry. Didn't move my chair.
As for these irregularities you spoke of, to a majority of people who are unfamiliar with these procedures, it would appear the LCBI is eager to punish a law-breaking employee. They can easily spin this story to the public as them responsibly cleaning house.
So, are you siding with the LCBI, Warden? You don't plan to release me? I had no idea a person's guilt could be decided so easily. I'm impressed with the justice system's efficiency. I deliberately say each word slowly, defiant. I furrow my brow and lock eyes with Zayne. Will I have a better chance of achieving my goal if I stopped here and voluntarily brought up our past? Maybe. But I can't bring myself to use our time together as the leverage in the situation. I don't know why.
Why don't we listen to this first?
Zayne slightly lowers his head, reaches to the desk drawer and pulls out a voice recorder. Slides it across the table towards me and presses the play button.
These are voices from within the LCBI. I would assume you're more familiar with them than I am.
Bureau Chief, the Operations Sector Manager, and the Enforcer who were recording details the entire process of a plot to frame me. My arrest and imprisonment are their crowning achievements. Well, I don't expect this every day. I get to listen to people scheming against me.
You'll inevitably be more eye-catching when you're in a high position.
Barely had the chance to shine before they decided to get rid of me. What a grand spectacle I turned out to be. You don't plan on handing over that voice recorder, right? By letting me listen to it, you're trying to see if you can make a deal with me.
You're quick on the uptake. It seems you matured a little since then.
Zayne proposes I become his informant within the prison. My objective is to get close to a certain prisoner. His name is Levi. Okay. Alright. Levi. Is it Captain Levi? I'm done. He's a former employee of Ever's Biological Sciences Research Department. 5 years ago, he was involved in a series of classified experiments. Rumors suggest that those experiments, the Predator virus, first appeared in Lincoln and began to spread uncontrollably.
You need to obtain a list of personnel from him. It will ideally name everyone involved with the classified experiments. I believe that with your investigation skills, gaining his trust shouldn't pose much of a challenge. Once you complete this task, I can either clear your name or create a fake identity so you can leave Lincoln City. The choice is yours.
Noticing my hesitation, Zayne sits down and slides the voice recorder toward me.
I could simply give you this and let you walk out. However, the people targeting you won't give up so easily. You might have the misfortune of getting more than just a prison sentence next time.
What if I told everyone Gordon is a predator, secretly running a prison filled with other predators? I know it's an empty threat, but I can't help but push my luck.
Go ahead. Let's see who they're more likely to believe. The warden, or a prisoner accused of smuggling frenzy enhancer.
I don't really have a choice, huh? You're less like a doctor and more like a wolf wearing a white coat.
Why, thank you. I'll take that as a compliment.
Take the voice recorder. My frustration is obvious as I rack my brain for a way to gain the upper hand in this conversation. We'll discuss what happens after our deal once I succeed. If you want my help, then you should let me set some conditions.
So long as they're within my jurisdiction, we can discuss them.
In that case... I want my pet turtle! I want you to bring my pet turtle here. Sure, it'll live for a long time, but that doesn't mean it can't survive without food and water. I also don't have anyone else who could take care of it in my place.
All right.
Want a private cell. Preferably one quietly tucked away in a corner. Zayne rubs his fingertips as if to contemplate. I don't know if I'm imagining things, but I can see a hint of amusement playing at the...
All right. Keeping you away from the other inmates will lower the chances of any incidents occurring by 50%.
I'm the textbook example of a law-abiding citizen. I would never stir up trouble on purpose.
Perhaps. However, when self-defense is involved, I'm afraid that's another story.
I want special meals at night, prepared for me every night. The slop they serve in the prison cafeteria is too miserable for my stomach. Fried chicken, barbecue skewers, hot pot, steak. Do you crave food like that after spending so much?
I'm not a prisoner. I can have all of those whenever I leave this place.
Why don't you take me?
The answer is no.
Aside from the usual prisons, I want to freely move around.
What will you do with this freedom?
Narrow my eyes and reveal a mischievous smile. I can do a lot of things. Maybe I'll walk around when I'm bored, or I'll secretly observe the warden all day.
I'm afraid you'll be disappointed. My workday isn't exactly riveting. Considering our need to monitor certain individuals, however, I suppose I could allow it. Whether or not the guards will cooperate, it's hard to say.
Hold out my hand to Zayne. I look forward to working with you, Mr. Ward.
Likewise, Miss Informant.
Oh, before I forget, I have one more thing to add to my list of conditions. Can I take this box of candy with me before I go? Smirking, I point to the container hidden among the books. For the first time, I see a crack in Zayne's usually stoic expression.
You can.
Yay! He gave me sweets, 'cause he's a sweetie pie. Prison the warden manages under the court system's jurisdiction. All captured predators in Lincoln are here. The warden himself is mysterious and rarely appears in person unless it's absolutely necessary. In fact, very few people have seen him. It was also discussed in whispers during my time in the LCBI. Now that I think about it, his reputation for being mysterious and rarely appearing probably stems from two things. First, Zayne has always been this way, and he needs to hide the fact that he's a predator. There's no way I believe working with Zayne will go smoothly. No matter how much I prepared myself, I didn't expect my first challenge to be...
Why don't you sit with me, boss? Don't listen to him, boss. Sit over here instead.
In the cafeteria, I stand with my tray. I'm not sure how to deal with the eager faces blocking my path.
Boss, tell us how you managed to survive the warden's interrogation.
Come on, share your secrets. You're the first one we've ever seen come back alive. The people before who met him? Well, they're dead now.
What has Zayne been doing in this prison? These inmates are probably two-faced. They'll say something else when my back is turned. I shouldn't get too involved with them. Excuse me, move out of the way, please. I don't have anything special to share. I'm more concerned about getting food in my stomach. I'm about to shake them off when I spot my target. Levi is standing in the sea of people. Well, if you really want to know about my experience, it's nothing too extraordinary. I clear my throat, and sure enough, Levi turns his gaze towards me. I'll make my presence known for now, then I can try to talk to him in private later. First things first, you need to keep your cool. Don't let him see you sweat if you're negotiating. Then you need to have a useful skill or two, like lockpicking. Trust me, you're strained to a chair, knowing how to pick a lock can be a difference between life and death. Familiar chuckle rises from the crowd. For a moment, I think my ears are playing tricks on me. Girl, shut up. When I find the owner, I know I'm not seeing things. Zayne is standing right in front of me. However... Hello. Hello. Hi. Wearing the outfit. I am broken.
That guy's fresh meat, boss. I don't know why he's here, but they say he's one of the predators with a laundry list of crimes.
Can you move over? I want to eat here.
He's already marking his territory? This baby's got some guts.
I'm shocked. Then I look at Zayne and mouth to him. Don't tell me you're here just to see me squirm. Zayne glances in my direction but doesn't respond. Instead, he calmly navigates through the crowd and sits next to me. Starts eating his meal as if he doesn't have a care in the world. Alright, show's over. Beat it. I need to talk to our new friend here.
You're doing well behind bars. As expected of an enforcer.
Well, I have somewhat notorious reputation at that. One quick trip to the office put me above everyone else.
Are you referring to those rumors? They're nothing more than necessary deterrents against the predators.
I'm about to chuckle at his remark when I notice Levi is still watching me. I quickly compose myself and look at Zayne with a stern expression.
He knows who you are. You're the renowned enforcer from the LCBI. The media covered your exploits in apprehending the predators.
Oh, did you watch their reports?
There were so many of them. It was hard not to.
Bet the headlines only talk about the murder of that councilman. I observe Zayne's face to see if there's any sort of reaction. Unsurprisingly, he remains unfazed. He doesn't even pause his meticulous efforts to remove every last carrot from his meal. Well, even the high and mighty warden is
Food preferences aren't limited by one's rank.
Be honest with me. Why are you interested in that list of personnel?
Does it matter to you?
Of course, we're working together, so we should at least be honest with each other. You seem to know everything about me, but I'm in the dark when it comes to you. These kind of one-sided partnerships don't inspire confidence. Zayne sits down his chopsticks. The expression becomes solemn.
I need to recover the solution that can cure the predators of their disease. Long before everything began, the lab researching protocore veins had already discovered it might be the cause.
Ow, I just hit.
The formula for the solution was also nearly complete. It was when Ever stepped in and conducted those secret experiments that the radiation leak occurred, along with the theft of the formula.
Do you believe the culprit is involved with those experiments? It's possible, but how do you know all of this?
I was one of the researchers.
Huh?
Did my honesty put you at ease?
My chopsticks freeze in midair as I'm about to eat. I'm stunned by this bombshell that was casually dropped. My brain short circuits for a moment. Gathering my thoughts, I brace myself. I try to ask more questions while pretending to be calm. So the murders of those officials and businessmen who profited from the predator virus were also
Lunchtime's over.
You certainly became quite the investigator.
Hey, one last question. As he gets up to leave, I grab the hem of his shirt. Why are you pretending to be a prisoner? What's the great news, Armor? What is it? Oh, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. Did you save a decent amount? At least. I was gonna say, did you save 11 cents? But I don't really know why I was gonna ask that. 15% or more is for what you hear. Perfect. Fantastic.
It's because my informant seems to have made a few enemies here.
It's nap time. I lay back on the bed after feeding my turtle, but I'm still wide awake. I can't fall asleep. Zayne. Wonder how many new looming shadows he's got in the past 5 years. Not sure if he's still the same person I once knew so well. What's his goal? Will he use this solution to save people? Would it be naive of me to assume that? Maybe he wants to profit from this too. Restless and anxious, I toss and turn my head. Something under my pillow digs into my cheek. I lift up my pillow and find a box of candy I took from Zayne's office. It's tasty. As the sweetness floods my mouth, my suspicions about him slowly melt away. Someone with a sweet tooth can't be a villain, right? Getting close to someone and digging up information is child's play for me. It's yard time. In the surveillance camera's blind spot, I rub my wrist and nudge the predator inmate I took down aside with my... Then I extend my hand to Levi, who's huddled in the corner. Alright, I dealt with all of them. You can get up now. I notice the syringe he's trying to hide. Chuckling, I take it from him and turn it over in my hands. Frenzy enhancer. One shot turns a predator into a raging powerhouse. The go-to choice for a prison break. Giving out frenzy enhancer in prison, you live up to your reputation as for being an ever-employed. But you're terrible at this. Your clients are threatening you before you settle on a price. You suck at being a drug dealer.
Why did you butt in? It's none of your business. You're not an enforcer anymore. You have no right to touch me.
Of course. I won't lay a finger on you. Turn Levi around and direct his attention to Zayne, who's sitting nearby. Same can't be said about him. You know he's got himself thrown in here to kill you. Huh? What? As Zayne looks over, I meet his gaze and silently urge him to play along with the story I made up to win Levi's trust.
What do you want?
Isn't it obvious? I threw myself into a cell to protect you. I lean towards Levi's ear and make sure my words are oozed with sincerity. Even though you're a predator, Even though you're a predator, Ever hasn't given up on you. Levi remains on high alert. A made-up story isn't enough to lower his guard. It'll take a while for me to trust and get him to talk about the list of names I need. Meanwhile, Zayne uses his authority as a warden and orders a crackdown on frenzy enhancer in the prison. He's subtly pushing Levi into a... I bide my time. It won't be long until Levi comes to me. However, I didn't anticipate things to go the way they did. Wide web, but what's going on over there?
Someone's trying to break out with Frenzy Enhancer. Again. That stuff is bad. I tried it once and nearly lost it. I almost turned into a monster, you know? Luckily, I managed to keep it together.
I'm about to ignore the whole thing until I see Zayne standing in the crowd. I hesitate before deciding to approach him. As I get closer, bone-chilling cold envelops me. A shiver runs down my spine. Razor-sharp icicle erupts from the ground and impales the inmate driven insane by the frenzy in hand. Swarm of prison guards rushes to the scene with weapons and riot shields. They quickly form an impenetrable barrier around the exit. Zayne glances at the predators lying on the ground, then his gaze shifts to the one still standing.
Whose side are you on? Are you one of us? Or just a puppet? If you're on our side, then why the hell are you killing your fellow predators? I swear, I'm getting out
This is
of here
giving
today,
Dawnbreaker, Zayne.
whatever it takes.
Frenzied inmate injects the frenzy enhancer into his neck. Can't handle the violent stimulation. Is overwhelmed by the sudden urge of strength. Falls to his knees, but in the next second, it's as if an invisible force yanks him up. Like a zombie, he lunges at Zayne.
They're dead. They're dead.
All the Predator's inmates have backed away. They leave Zayne alone as he stands in the grisly scene of ice and blood. Wary, surprised, and murderous gazes are fixed on Zayne. The air crackles with tension. He could become the target of their collective wrath at any moment. A voice inside me screams that I have to get him out. I can't leave him here. Zayne. When Zayne sees me, his emotionless expression flickers for a moment.
Don't just stand there.
I grab his wrist and pull him away from the chaotic mess. Dodging the watchful eyes of the prison guards, I decide to lead Zayne to his office. It's the safest place I can think of. But after guiding him through the corridors for what feels like an eternity, I realize I don't know how to get to his office from here.
Are you giving me a tour of my own prison? Perhaps I should show you around instead.
Yeah, that might be a good idea. Be a very good idea, Poop. It's late. The prison's still reeling from the recent incident, steeped in an uneasy silence. The top of the watchtower, I gaze down at the courtyard. The chaos from earlier seems small and distant. You probably have a target on your back now. Everyone will be watching you, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Not in the mood to appreciate the night scenery. Instead, I lean against the railings as I look at Zayne.
And by dragging me away in front of everyone, you're in the same boat as me.
But I'm close to getting my hands on that list, and the whole thing will be over soon.
In that case, congratulations. You'll be free soon.
Shake my head. There's no real freedom here. The city before us is like a scale model. Northern and southern districts are divided as two distinct gauges within the same skyline. Zayne, is there a place you'd like to see? You ever thought about leaving Lincoln?
No.
Although I had a feeling he'd say that, hearing it still makes me wryly smile. You have a knack for shutting down conversations. Quiet for a bit, then I take a step towards him. My feet touch Zayne's shadow. This is all over. Do you want to...
Where do you want to go?
I haven't really thought about it that much, but I know I won't be staying in Lincoln. Maybe I'll head to a small remote town. It'll be a place without any predators. As I ponders this, Zayne asks another question.
What do you think the LCBI will do once they catch the serial killer they've been chasing after for 5 years?
Interrogation, detention, trial, and conviction. The specific charges would determine the final outcome.
I imagine it won't end well for him.
But the LCBI is full of cowards. I'm the only one who dared to go after you.
Is that so?
I don't know the answer. I noticed his slightly downcast gaze and realized something. I might not be able to take him. I look away and gaze at the southern district in the distance where Axo Clinic. You want to end this as a guilty man? You rather leave your past behind and start anew? He doesn't answer. Or maybe his response is carried away by the wind that howls around us. Zayne does not get a in. It's the life of being a Zayne girly. Ow! I hit my knee again. After the small riot, Zayne and I become the most feared individuals in the entire prison. Levi should have felt the same way. However, the rapport we built over the past few months was what solidified his trust in me. Maybe seeing Zayne kill a predator got to him. The next morning, he gave me the list of names I was after. Just like that, I finished my task. At lunch, I placed a carrot on Zayne's tray. It's a signal we agreed upon. Yet as we sit across from each other, I find myself wishing our farewell could be delayed for a little while longer.
"0905, it's time for the warden's interrogation."
As night falls, Zayne summons me to the interrogation room. Using his authority as warden, it's all part of the plan. Once the guard's footsteps fade, I easily slip out of my restraints again. There are rumors about me escaping the warden's interrogation unscathed, but this is my first time in the interrogation room. While waiting for Zayne, I pace back and forth. My attention is drawn to the array of interrogation tools mounted on the wall. Wonder Zayne has such a wide variety of gadgets. I'm gonna pause here for a second, chat. I gotta use the bathroom. I will be right back. His cage is gorgeous. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Yay! No wonder Zayne has such a fearsome reputation. He has a wide variety of gadgets. Handcuffs and cuffs. Whips. What's this? I haven't seen anything like this before.
It's a clamp.
You got a clamp, sir. Turn around and see Zayne standing right behind me. The interrogation room without making a sound.
It's typically used to clamp a prisoner's fingers, so it can inflict intense pain.
What's a not typical use for it?
It can be hung on the wall as a decoration.
Okay. Pixie takes a seat at the table, off to the side. Only then do I notice the steaming hot food that will serve as a midnight snack. It's supposed to be my last meal.
If that's what you want to call it.
Having what could potentially be my last meal while surrounded by torture devices. This is definitely a first. With a slight smile, I relay the names Levi had given to me. Once I finish listing everything, an unusual silence falls over the interrogation room, only broken by the occasional soup.
The seventh provision, which discusses the containment of predators, will be in effect starting tomorrow. Certain predator organizations have already issued warnings about their retaliation. In other words, Lincoln can no longer be considered a safe place after tomorrow.
I'll wait until the chaos dies down before...
You need to leave before then.
What I was about to say dies in my throat. I sigh, nod, and swallow the rest of my words. If I abruptly leave, the inmates think I died during the warden's interrogation.
I'll fabricate a plausible charge for you.
5 years ago, I never could have imagined that I'd leave on as a criminal. Back then, I... blink. 5 years felt like an eternity. I can barely recall why I went to the Northern District in the first place. That by becoming an enforcer, the operations section manager, and eventually the bureau chief, I could make Lincoln a slightly better place. Looking back, I see how incredibly naive those thoughts were.
Some things aren't easy to accomplish.
Told me the same thing 5 years ago.
Yet I was just as naive as you were back then.
Lost in his memories, Zayne lowers his head with a faint smile. As he recalls the past, his features appear noticeably softer.
When I still worked at the clinic, I believed that the solution would solve everything. But the effects of the mental anomalies had long since transcended the physical realm. Lincoln City was split in two, not just because of the mutations.
Is that why you chose to become the... Pick up my drink and gently clean it against the rim of Zayne's glass. To who we were 5 years ago.
To who we were 5 years ago.
My farewell with Zayne is as serene as I had anticipated. After finishing our meal, we climbed the watchtower once more. We silently watched the last traces of moonlight fade. For the past few months, I felt like I had stepped into a snow globe where time was frozen. It wasn't until I left the prison that I realized winter had silently crept into Lincoln City. At home, I found myself in another snow globe of sorts. I rarely went outside for weeks. I lost myself in travel websites and searched for a place to call home. Several months later, breaking news appeared on every major news outlet. Ever had collapsed, and in its demise, the solution capable of curing the predators was made public. My chair on stay. Hey! Ah! A long-standing barrier was finally crumbling. I knew Zayne was involved with this. People flooded the streets. A photographer captured a poignant moment. An ordinary citizen and a predator tightly embracing each other. That night I received a special folder containing my prisoner. The new identity Zayne prepared for me. A voice recorder that could prove my innocence. New life I yearned for had finally arrived. Day before I leave Lincoln City, I can't resist dialing the number Zayne gave 5 years ago. I know no one will answer it, but for the past 5 years, I only heard lifeless beeping of a busy signal whenever I called. But even if I only hear that, I still want to listen to it time before I leave. To my surprise, the call actually goes through this time. Hi, Pookie!
What is it?
Nothing. I just looked at the file, came up with an impressive crime for me. Heard around the real reason for my call. I idly flipped through the file as I try to sound lighthearted.
You attempted to assassinate the warden, so you were killed on the spot. After all, the public sees him as a cruel, ruthless individual. No one would question the authenticity of the charge.
I guess I contributed to the warden's fearsome reputation. But aren't you worried about blowing your cover as a serial killer? What will the warden do in that scenario? The other end of the call is silent for a few seconds. Zayne speaks again. He changes the subject.
When are you leaving Lincoln?
I'll be on a plane tomorrow morning. Hi, Tiara. He has no intention of telling me anything.
Have you decided where you'll settle down?
Yes. Small city that's far away from Lincoln. Winters are long there, but it's somehow always warm. Carefully choose my words, but I really want to ask if there's a second reason.
It sounds like a wonderful place.
Knowing he won't give me a definitive answer, I can't bring myself to ask about our future. Words never leave my lips, even as our conversation comes to an end. Thanks. Sad. My flight has been delayed until this evening. Thanks to the delay, I got a call from my ex-subordinate. It's related to the warden. All of Lincoln is in an uproar because of it. Warden, Zayne, is actually the SSS class predator's serial killer Galen, whom authorities have been pursuing. Perpetrator responsible for the deaths of multiple citizens, Zayne's trial will be conducted with all of Lincoln watching. A new era is on the horizon, and the execution will herald its beginning. I don't like where this is going. Don't like it, chat. Don't like it at all. They're gonna hurt my fucking Zayne. Why would a serial killer they couldn't catch for 5 years only be exposed today unless... Forcing myself to calm down, I leave my home, but my pace quickens until I break into a run. I need to see Zayne one last time. I need to hear the truth from him. I need to know, can he actually end everything without regrets? While I'm no longer an enforcer, flashing my old badge is enough to get me past the unsuspecting guards. I navigate through the prison's corridors on a path I've walked countless times before. I make my way up to the second floor. Zayne has shut himself away in the interrogation room. Very same one where we said goodbye. Spooky! Push open the door and there he is, the familiar figure I haven't seen in a long time. Hearing me enter, he turns around. Surprise flashes across his face before his typical calm demeanor.
I recall you saying you'd be on a plane this morning.
So you deliberately waited until it was evening to release the news. That way I wouldn't find out.
Your presence here means my plan failed.
Your plan? Throat tightens. I'm not sure if what I feel is anger, but my fists are so tightly clenched that they start to hurt. You never intended to survive this. You've been planning to end it all, including yourself.
Every TV channel, newspaper, and radio station is announcing it. A new era will arrive with the breaking dawn.
Oh, the price I fucking pay being a Zayne girly, I swear. This man. I gotta hug my plushie for a moment. Ah! Zayne. Every TV channel, that was his, never mind.
Lincoln is being set on the correct path. The murders and crimes of the past must also be eliminated. I thought you, as an enforcer, would understand that criminals must be punished for their past deeds.
Criminals have been punished. The predators and the ordinary people get to live in peace. Fun City will be ushered into an era. What about you? Take a step towards him to close the distance. Our heavy breaths mingled in the air between us. Zayne, have you gained anything? Doesn't answer. I take another step. Don't you want anything in this life? Stop talking about Lincoln and the virus and the solution. What I want to know is related to you, Zayne. Have you ever wanted anything for yourself?
Are you here because you wanted to ask me that question?
What if I say yes? Will you answer me then? Look up at him. We're so close to each other that our shadows merge into one. About to take another step when Zayne suddenly furrows his brow. Grimacing, he turns away.
You should go.
Oh, leave until you answer. Zayne, are you... Noticing Zayne's unusual expression, I grab his wrist. Skin is burning hot to the touch. Look at me like that. He's about to go into frenzy.
I told you. You should go.
No, I refuse. I'm stubborn. I walk away and lock the door to the interrogation room. They said that when a predator goes into frenzy, the desire to have what they truly want overwhelms them. Zayne, have you ever gone into frenzy before?
No. I know how to control myself.
You planted an activator in yourself, didn't you?
But that doesn't mean a predator like me won't harm the person standing in front of them.
I won't become a predator.
You'll die.
You already killed me once before. Accused me of trying to assassinate the warden. I haven't gotten the chance to see if I could actually... Grab the chains hanging from the ceiling of the interrogation room. Wrap them around Zayne's wrist. You have to restrain yourself all the time?
Is that what you want me to do?
At least that's not what I want. Take the muzzle from the wall and secure it around Zayne's head. I carefully fasten it. He doesn't resist and allows me to restrain him. I have no idea what's going on in his head. It's angsty! It's angsty! But I'll find out soon enough. Zayne grabs another chain and hands it to me. As he does this, I notice his gaze becoming more intense. His breathing is more ragged. Cutscene time.
If you're trying to break someone's chains, don't be afraid of the danger they bring.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Fine. Oh my god!
Have you thought about the consequences?
Oh my god, the way he's looking at me! I need to let him fight me once. I have to. I have to. Oh, never mind. Forget if you get both of them. You don't get the third chance.
I don't know what I'll do to you.
You're only going to hurt yourself more by fighting to stay in control.
Frenzy enhancer? You're going to use it on me.
Yes, the warden should be well aware of how it... something predators. I missed that. Why are we giving him that? Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Zayne. 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 Zayne, you're breaking me. Zayne, you're breaking me. Oh my god. Don't worry, I'll take good care of you.
You want
Help!
me to say?
Help!
Let me take what I desire first.
Oh my goodness!
Initiating full body scan of the target.
Why don't you touch me and find out?
Okay, wait. Oh, where's my
You're
hand?
teasing me.
My hand.
It's still not enough.
I'm just gonna tap. Tapping's
Stay
harmless.
focused. You're
Success.
teasing me. It's still not enough. What will you do next?
It's facial expressions. I'm not okay. Not okay. Did you just undo the collar? God damn, MC!
Don't stop. Now, there's only one thing left to do. Become my prisoner or my master. You can never leave me.
Oh! Oh! I don't understand why she gave him the activator. I'm trying to figure that out. So I think Mance was going into frenzy there no matter what, but okay. Alright. Wild. Winter returns once more. As I watch the light snow falling outside my window, it dawns on me. Another year has passed since Zayne and I last parted ways in that interrogation. In the aftermath of that day, I walked away on my own. The bitter truth that I couldn't take with me. I'd known that all along. Even when he confessed that it was what he wanted, it wouldn't have stopped him. It's always been this way deep down. I've known it from the start. After moving to this small town, I severed all ties with Lincoln City. Made conscious effort to avoid any news about him too. I convinced myself that I didn't see anything about him. I wouldn't think about him anymore. And this morning someone told me that the new doctor in town had opened a small clinic called Axo just a few blocks away. I rush home and snatch my pet turtle from its cozy sunbathing spot and dash off to Axo. After a year apart, the silhouette I yearned for is finally before me once more. Yay!
What is it?
Doctor. Dr. Zayne, I think my pet turtle might be sick. It's been really lethargic. It doesn't even want to sunbathe anymore. Take a look at it. Trying to hide the fact that I'm breathless from my sprint, I stand in front of him. My gaze lands on his face.
Miss, this clinic only treats human patients.
See. Detecting a hint of a help but me his smile. Oh well, I think I'm coming down with something. Would you mind giving me a checkup? The evening, I returned with a bag of snacks from the store. The kitchen light is on and Zayne is cooking a steak. My turtle watches him through the glass partition between the doorway and the kitchen. Peek into the kitchen. Zayne stops what he's doing and faces.
You can cut the cake. It's on the dining table.
What's the occasion? Walk over to the dining table where a freshly baked cake sits. Its enticingly sweet aroma permeates the room.
Today is a special day.
The cake is inscribed with the words, "Happy New Beginning, Fiori."
Happy new beginning.
Oh. No, the activator is to implant. Calm them down. He implanted his own. Okay. See, I guess I didn't really understand what was going on there. So she gave him the suppressor shot? I have to get the bad ending now. She gave him the friend. I'm so confused. Why am I so confused by this? He had the activator already. Okay. I don't understand why she wanted him to go frenzy. Stop it, Medi! God damn it! I'm just trying to understand. I liked the romance parts of it. I just don't understand the activator part. Absolutely. That's how I feel right now. We are gonna do the bad ending, so if anybody didn't like that cutscene, feel free to leave the stream. Not gonna hurt my feelings. I don't want anybody getting like triggered. On TikTok. Okay. Oh, okay. She gave him the frenzy enhancer to figure out where the activator was. Okay. All right. All right. All right. I get it now. I get it. She's saving him. Bad ending time. Time to cry. Yay. I was already crying earlier. Before we even got to the end. Okay. Have a good night, Kipo. I'm never ready.
No. There's only one thing left to do.
I just have to let it happen.
You chose to remain in this cage.
Ah!
You're not allowed to leave as you please.
My consciousness begins to fade. I feel a searing kiss on my lips. Seems to be saying something, but I can't hear his words. No, this is so sad. No, no. I'm not sure how much time has passed before the pain from my bite wound jolted me awake again. I find myself alone in the interrogation room. Zayne is gone. Unable to find him, I have no choice but to leave the prison. I catch my delayed flight and bid farewell to Lincoln City, my childhood home. Settle down in a small town and focus finding a quieter life. Never see Zayne again. I avoid any news reports that's related to him. So long as I don't look, he might still exist in this world. Snow greets this small town for the winter. Frost blooms on my winter and obscures the scenery outside. The muddled sight reminds me of when my vision blurred after Zayne bit me. Suddenly I recall what Zayne said to me in the interrogation.
Goodbye.
No! I'm really glad I got the happy ending. That was very on par with Zayne. You know his lore. And has always given his life for MC. Because he's forbidden from loving her! Breaks my heart.